Not necessarily. What it really means is that when you smell it and when you taste it, you get such a burst of fruit flavor that it's like the fruit wants to come out and knock you over the head with a baseball bat. Now, when we smelled this, we didn't get that. All of the flavors that we smelled were very subdued. Okay? And it's what we call the difference, actually, between a New World wine and an Old World wine. Because the New World wines tend to be more fruit forward. The Old World wines tend to be a little bit more subdued and subtle.
So how much was that wine?
$20.
Pretty reasonable.
Yeah, very, very reasonable.
That wine's a class act.
It really is. It really and truly is. I'm not saying that because we're here,
It's a class act.
but it really and truly is.
And very versatile.
Yep. Yep. It has changed my opinion of Gavi. Okay, the second wine we're going to try tonight. Oh, thank you. What Kath is doing, just the glass you just used, just empty it out if you don't finish.
Because we run out of glasses?
Because we're a little short on glasses tonight.
Okay, I'll make a little cool.
But just remember that the wine that we're tasting. Wait a minute now. Don't get the two mixed up.
Number 2, so the wine that is on your right is the
Okay.
Dolcetto that you are going to taste
And which
now.
is here? This
On
one
your
here.
right,
On my
Joe.
right. There you go.
Okay.
Life is tough.
Okay.
To one again.
Now,
No, we're at
No,
2.
you're on number 2 on your
On
right.
our one sheet.
Move it down to 3.
No,
Oh,
number
okay.
2.
Number 2.
okay.
Number 2.
Second wine is a Dolcetto.
Don't worry about this one.
Now, what do you think? What do you now? Gavi, the name of the grape was Cortese. Okay, well, this is a Dolcetto. What do you think the name of the grape here is? Dolcetto. Yeah, it just happens to be that way. As we've said many times, most European wines, or at least many European wines, are named after the regions in which they're produced. We call them wines of place.
Oh, wow.
Here in the U.S.,
Yeah.
This is number
we tend to name the wines after the grape they're made from. In Europe, Italy, France, Spain, that happens once in a while too. And it happens in this case. There is a story about Dolcetto, and but I'm not going to tell it until after we taste.
That's number 3? Okay.
I'm not going to. Well, I'm not going to talk about it until we taste the Barbera.
Are there any appellation rules?
Absolutely.
In Italy?
Yes, absolutely. You'll take a look at the, if you take a look at the labels, underneath Dolcetto d'Alba, okay, and the official name of the wine is Dolcetto d'Alba. If you know Italian, Dolcetto, the grape from the area of Alba in Piedmont. Underneath it, it says Denominazione di Origine Controllata, DOC. It'll either have that, or it'll have DOCG, where the ending of that is garantita, where it guarantees what's in the bottle. You'll also see some wines that have IGT underneath them, and those are basically table wines, elevated table wines. But staying with the DOC, DOCG, if you know France, you know France has an appellation d'origine contrôlée, and AOC, that's right, the name of the store. And what that is, the same in Italy with the DOC, in order for you to put Dolcetto d'Alba on the label, it has to adhere to very specific regulations. And what those regulations are what you can grow in the vineyards, the density of the vines in the vineyards, the volume of the grapes that you can produce, and the grapes that go into the bottle.
As well as what goes on in the winery.
As well as what goes on in the winery.
How about mixing the Dolcetto with other grapes?
No.
If you can do that, but you can't call it Dolcetto.
I see. So that's 100% Dolcetto?
This is 100% Dolcetto. Now, an easier one to talk about, because it changed about 20 years ago, Chianti.
Yeah, Sangiovese.
Prior to 1992, 94, Chianti had to be made from 4 grapes. And it had to contain all 4 grapes, to white to red. Sangiovese, Canaiolo red, Trebbiano, Malvasia white. Had to have all 4 grapes in it. There were producers who wanted to say, hey, wait a minute, I want to make a wine that's all Sangiovese. Why can't I call it Chianti? Well, because the rules say you can't. Well, along about 92, 94, when a gentleman named Goria put a law through Parliament, they changed those rules so that now you can actually make a Chianti out of 100% Sangiovese. You can also add, I think it's 5 or 10%, 15% of international grape varieties, so that now you can have Sangiovese with Cabernet and still call it a Chianti.
Because it's made in Chianti?
Because, it has to be made in Chianti. Now, let me get technical for just a second. Chianti Classico is the region from Florence to Siena. Okay, it's the largest classic zone. There are 6 other Chianti zones, very tiny. One which is a little up northeast of Florence, called Chianti Rufina. Those, in order to put that on the label, they have to come from that sub-delineated area of Rufina. Okay, so where it's grown, how it's grown, and what's grown, and what's in the bottle,
And how it's made.
and how it's made, all go into being able to put that label on the bottle.
Lou, when you go, let's go back to the Sangiovese.
Yep,
That's how we got the term Super Tuscans?
sure, sure. While the law was in effect, there was the first guy to actually do that, make a 100% Sangiovese wine, was a wine producer called Montevertini. He made a wine called Le Pergole Torte. And if you take a look at any of his wines, of the Le Pergole Torte, if you get a case of his wine, 6 of those bottles will have a portrait of a lady, kind of, on the face, on the label. And it was 100% Sangiovese, and it won such great, and all they could do was label it table wine. That's all the rules would allow. After they changed the rules, the Chianti guys went to Montevertini and said, hey, now you can call your wine Chianti. Is this camera still on?
Yes.
Montevertini told them.
Ah.
Yeah.
But
He said, hey, I've been doing this now, and I'm going to keep it this way. And so now they label it, and it's called IGT, which is Indicazione Geografica Tipica. So it's wine that's typical of the area, but it doesn't meet,
Oh, that's what that means.
or at least it didn't used to meet the rules. Okay, Dolcetto. We take a look at it.
Can't see.
If you hold it out far enough without spilling, you can read through it.
Just the edges.
Just the edges, okay? That's what we mean when we say a wine is clear. It doesn't necessarily mean you can see through it, okay? But you want it to be sparkly, okay? You don't want it to be murky and muddy. And you can tell from here, even just looking straight down at it, is those brilliant hues just jump right out of the glass at you. And that's what you're really looking for. Now we want to smell. What kind of aromas do we get on here? Again, what don't you get?
Oak.
You don't get oak.
There's some kind of fruit, but I can't place it.
Okay,
Is it?
let's taste it. Let's taste it. Dry or sweet?
Dry.
Dry. What's the first thing you notice that it's doing to your mouth?
The tannin.
It's drying your mouth out.
Yeah.
Okay, are you kind of involuntarily puckering a little bit?
Yeah.
Just a little bit? Breathe in over your tongue. Breathe in a big line of air over your tongue and then breathe out your nose. What does your tongue feel like now in your gums? Does it feel like somebody took like a cotton ball and kind of rubbed it over it? That's what we call tannin. And it's tannic acid, and it comes from the grape skins. It exists on the grape skins. If a wine is fermented and or aged in barrel, especially if it's aged in barrel, it can also develop